All right. We got some really, really good stuff to cover today. Very, very excited to get through everything. We're going to do a pretty interesting conversation today related to ChatGPT 4. It is out. There is an official live stream that went out, and we're going to review that. We're also going to look at what this means for conversational AI, generative AI, and how that could be a big change into what we're seeing in the future here. So one of the biggest announcements for ChatGPT is this visual search and visual response type of tool where it can intake pictures, photos, and then generate responses. And we're going to look at a couple different examples today, so hang in there. If you haven't seen those yet, it's going to be really, really exciting. There's a lot to unpack in this tooling, so we're going to dig into the main website. We're going to dig into the research a little bit, and then we're going to go over to the live stream and check that out. We're going to hypothesize on different things that it can do, but I think that there's going to be a big impact in the spatial computing world because of this. If you have a generative AI model that can identify things and then create a quick response back, and even down to coding and visualizations, it really is a game changer. So good things all around. If you're on one of the platforms, be engaged, comment, if you have questions, ideas, feel free to pop them in the chat. If you're struggling with Stream, understand Stream sometimes gets choppy on some of the other platforms. I have closed captioning up, so if you need to share it or grab something, that's fine. There's also in the comments my Twitch stream, which always has a little bit better of a feed and a chat experience. Come on over. But for those of you that don't know, I'm Rod Petrosino, futurist technologist, all around great guy, and someone that's here and running this podcast and tech talk just so that you feel more comfortable about what's happening in the world of emerging technologies, all the way from spatial computing to these generative AI models. And we're going to talk about a big one today. So with that, without further ado, let's transition over to the screen share. Here we go. So OpenAI, this is regular right out on the their website. ChatGPT 4 is out, and they are doing some interesting things with it. So we're going to scroll through and just check out this visual input portion first. I think that's the one that's most interesting, that's most captivating. It does have creativity. It can do a lot of different things. We're going to look at a creative example from the live stream yesterday with text prompts, but I want to talk about this visual input first and talk about one of the companies that they've been working with. So it now can accept images as inputs, generate captions, classifications, and analysis. So real quick, input, you can see you've got butter, milk, eggs, and flour would be my assumption. The computer's going to make an assumption as well here. What ingredients can I make? What can I make with these ingredients? And here's our output. There are many options for these ingredients. You get pancakes, waffles, crepes, French omelets, and here's just a few examples, but the possibilities are endless. Something as simple as this, where we're getting a generative response. So we're getting a classification of all the information here. We're getting then a response of the information and an assumed way that it can be done, which is really impactful and meaningful for this. What we also want to take a look at is this research side of things. So on the research side, this is the OpenAI ChatGPT research page. Dig into this. This has got a ton of different information in it. I want to go through. We're going to come back to all of these tests that it absolutely crushed. But I want to go down to this visual example. So visual input, VGA charger into a phone. So what's funny about this image? Describe it panel by panel. Okay, so this one is a lesser known example. The image shows a package for a lightning cable adapter with 3 panels. Okay, panel 1, a smartphone with a VGA connector, large blue 15-pin connector for computer monitors plugged into a charging port. The package for the lightning cable adapter with a picture of the VGA connector on it, and a close-up of a VGA connector with a small lightning connector. The humor in this image comes from the absurdity of plugging in a large, outdated VGA connector into a small, modern smartphone charging port. Okay, so if we think about this, it's not only doing image recognition definition, classification. So it's recognizing what's in the image, it's classifying these images and making a projection of what they actually are. Looking up the context of those images, it knows that this is a smartphone. It knows this is an older piece of technology when it comes to charging. And then it's actually applying logic here and saying, because these things don't traditionally fit together, right? An outdated VGA connector would be comical to plug into a new smartphone. Okay, so this implied inference and what it's doing here is really, really impressive. The identification and classification is great. The tying those together into a logical story and outputting why the logic of this is meaningful is really the important thing to be looking at here. Yes, it's great that it's categorizing. Yes, it's great that it's doing all these other things, but it's applying logic. It's be able to kind of move through that from start to finish, which takes us over to our third example of the generative AI portion of this, and it's pretty well done. So let me scrub here and get over to it. Okay, so what we're going to look at here is I'm going to narrate over the top. I'm going to put closed caption on if you want to read. But what we're basically going to get here is in a ChatGPT 4 demo, he has taken a screenshot of Discord, okay, loaded it in, and asked ChatGPT 4 to describe this screenshot. Okay, so the interesting part about this is when we get the response back, two things. Response time is still slow. He even calls it out. Fantastic. Goes into detail and says, hey, we need to make this faster. It needs to be better. That's what we're training on. Awesome. Great use case. Obviously, everyone wants a machine learning model as fast as humanly possible. Okay, but this is what we get back from ChatGPT 4. Image shows a screenshot of Discord application interface. Okay, so from a screenshot, it is now reviewed what this looks like, gone and searched out other interfaces that are similar, and is now prescribing back what this interface is. Okay, amazing. It then goes into detail and tells you what the different channels are on the left-hand side. Text channels, voice channels, right? You're getting a general hashtag, general GPT-4, and the latter being currently selected under voice channels. There is a single channel named general. This is amazing. This is really, really, really well done. It's really impressive from the aspect that it's able to define these things. And then it goes into detail about what's in the center of the screen. The main ChatGPT 4 demo is displayed at the top. It says last messages, welcome to ChatGPT 4. In the top corner, there's notification messages saying, hey, you have something waiting for you. It's gift inventory. You're getting a notification. This is like next generational screen reading for someone who's visually impaired. Okay? This is absolutely insane for someone who has a visual disability and could use this type of tool to describe every single annotation on page, to the point of what ChatGPT worked with specifically is this company called Be My Eyes. Be My Eyes uses ChatGPT to allow visual research for those who have visual disabilities, right? It literally lets you do everything from being a fashion designer to I'm gonna scrub here a little bit. So what it actually does is take a photo of your clothes, provide a full description of that. Virtual volunteer, hi there, I can see 3 items of the clothing on the bed, and it gives you all that information. This is crazy. I'm gonna turn on these so everyone can see them. It's really interesting to do. Let's pause and review this one. So taking a photo of a plant, you could take a photo of a specific plant and then generate a information about it. This is a eucalyptus plant. It looks healthy, etc. The ones down towards the end here, let's zoom out a little bit so we can get this all on screen at one time. This is a cocktail book. So it'll actually take a photo of the information on page and then audio narrate it over the top, which is great, even down to walking into the gym and be a navigator, so that in a video it'll actually let you walk around. So you take a quick photo, load that in, get it rolling. Pretty impressive on that side. So this in and of itself is a massive use case for this type of technology. And you can see this person's reaction. I'm just going to let it roll here. This portion here, and her face explains the whole thing about this type of tool, right? She's quite literally so shocked that this type of technology now works. So this visual example here again that we take a look at, where you take a screenshot, is pretty impressive, even down to seeing other examples of getting loaded in specific images and seeing how the response comes out. So one of the things that does break here in a second is the prompts and the Discord prompts, which is fine. But it happens. That's what happens on all live streams. I'm scrubbing over a portion as well where they upload the photo that he's supposed to load into the wrong channel. So here is one of our new examples, right? He's uploaded this photo. This image depicts an astronaut exploring a snowy, mountainous landscape and an alien planet. In the background, we see a large spacecraft. Like, this is the type of context and captioning we're getting from this model now. This is extremely impressive, okay? The last one here is that I wanted to share is this photo of a squirrel using a camera, and it quite literally says, what's funny about this image? And what's funny about it is the fact that it shows a squirrel holding a camera, taking a photo of a nut, as if it were a professional photographer. It's a humorous situation because a squirrel is typically eating nuts, and we don't expect them to use a camera. Okay, so this is the type of things that can happen on this end. But the most impressive, I will tell you, is that they take a photo of this page, which is my joke website. Bracket, really funny joke. Push to reveal punchline. Same, but a joke 2, push to reveal punchline. Copyright, OpenAI 2023. Okay. It's a very simple website doodle that someone draws on a sheet of paper, that the user draws on the sheet of paper. And this is what the output is. My joke website, here's our HTML. We have no CSS here, right? My joke website, joke 1, why do scientists trust atoms? And you reveal punchline, because they make up everything. All right, so this is not your traditional ChatGPT 3 experience. This is a next level experience. Now, when we project what this could potentially do for augmented reality, for virtual reality, for day-to-day life and AI generation, digital twinning now and synthetic data are the two biggest topics that could potentially happen. Digital twin meaning a real-world replication of something virtually, and synthetic data being a data set that's based off of things in real life but is not actually true, right? It may be factual, but it's not true to real life. It is artificially generated. The easiest one to explain is, children who, a security system for a major theme park where it needs to identify where kids jump over fences, okay? And instead of having 10,000 children jump over fences, they can just build it synthetically. The idea that synthetic data can now be trained and be an attribute of the system, but also generate visual responses, changes computer vision completely, specifically for photos. I can more accurately detect, I can more accurately describe, I can more accurately replace, I can make things much more accurate with this type of experience, with this type of tool that is now in the market. Okay, and again, we're going from something that is extremely simple, right? It's a very, very simple website here to from a sketch on a sheet of paper. That is absolutely insane when you think about it in the long run of things. So with that is today's quick overview of ChatGPT 4 and what's coming out in the market. The implications are absolutely massive. There is going to be some serious changes in how people are doing things. This is now applying to pretty much every industry underneath the sun, from finances to retail to healthcare. There is going to be a lot of jumps and advancements. I'm very, very excited. I'm very excited to see this paired with head-mounted displays. Tomorrow we're going to cover the Apple leak that came out and chat about that a little bit, but some really interesting times are ahead of us, and hopefully you subscribe, you follow, and you check us out on socials below so that you can be a part of the journey with us. I'm going to be breaking it all down. I look forward to your comments, your conversations. If you have questions, comments, ideas, thoughts, hit me up on one of the socials below. I'm happy to chat with you and go through everything. But with that, we will close out today's Tech Talk. I appreciate you coming in. I appreciate you chatting with me, hearing a little bit about ChatGPT 4 and what's going on. With that, I'll see you guys on the other side.